Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is almost here, and it's looking bad. It's looking horrible, in fact. If you're a Vampire the Masquerade fan, you are, at this point, honestly, probably gonna be 100% disappointed with what this game offers you. A lot of people have already played the game, news outlets and such, and their review of the situation is not only are there things gated by a day one paywall, which is one of the worst things and most red flags that you can have, but there's not a lot of roleplay in your roleplay game, and well, this is honestly devastating. As someone who was kind of looking forward to this, I was optimistic for a time. But the more news popped up, the worse it honestly started looking. And now, at this point, there's no way this succeeds. This is gonna be hated by its already existing cult fan base. There's no other way around it. It's not. People are gonna hate this. There's gonna be problem after problem, no roleplay. You feel powerful as a vampire as much as I understand here, which is cool. But there's no roleplay.
Earlier today, Gamescom show occurred. There was a trailer for Bloodlines 2, and they did announce the release date. It's going to come out on October 21st, which kind of sucks for me because I'm only going to have 1 week to play it before Outer Worlds 2 comes out, but that's fine. I'll deal with
Outer Worlds 2 is also going to be absolute garbage. We got the companion release today. My god, was that a diversity fiesta.
it, whatever, right? And then at the end of that trailer, they also announced that pre-orders are available. But I took a look at the information and whoa, this is without a shadow of a doubt a final middle finger from Paradox to the Bloodlines fandom. I just don't see any other way to look at this. So here's the pre-order details, right? We got the main game. Now there's
absolutely beautiful.
the standard version, right, which is just the base game. And then you can get the deluxe edition, which is going to have the Santa Monica Mineral Cosmetic Pack. So you...
By the way, how bad this is, well, let me explain. This is just the base game. This is a little bit more expensive, but it honestly doesn't add anything. But this third option here is like, wow, you get so much more than the second option that's complete garbage. This is how they do it. Because if they just had this and this, people would be absolutely always livid. But if you have the middle ground that is not worth ever buying... By the way, if you buy the middle ground in these pre-orders, what's wrong with you? This is literally... The middle ground in these pre-orders is literally designed to never be bought by humans. You're not supposed to get it because it doesn't give you value. You're supposed to get this because reasons. And this one's horrible. As you can see, La Sombra and Toreador are fucking locked behind a paywall. A lot of people want to play with the Toreador clan. It is what it is. La Sombra's also obviously kind of cool. But, I mean, this is as bad as it gets.
Do get some sort of haven that you can decorate as you like, whatever, that's no problem. And then there's the premium edition, which gives you the Shadow and Silk DLC, which unlocks La Sombra and Toreador as playable clans. Are you fucking kidding me? For those of you who have never...
It's understandable why people are really mad here. This is one of the most blatant cash grabs ever, okay? Outer Worlds 2 sucks and it's gonna be bad, but man, even that's less of a money grab than this.
Played Bloodlines before. Let me make it clear. When you play a Bloodlines game, your clan is what's most important. Like, your clan decides pretty much everything about who you are, what you have access to, how people are going to view you. Like, a lot of that stuff is decided right...
You know this is not going to matter in the game. You know that no one's going to treat you different because, I don't know, you're a Nosferatu or whatever. It's not going to matter one bit. It's just, this is going to be a full-blown joke.
From the beginning when you choose your clan. So your clan is a very, very big deal. Bloodlines 1 had...
But yeah, the abilities, the powers that you get are gonna be kind of cool as far as I can tell. Like, as a power fantasy, I guess this works. But calling it the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is... I mean, I think that's honestly a complete joke. This should have been a completely new game if you're gonna go in that direction.
7 clans. Bloodlines 2 reduced that number down to 4. And a lot of people were absolutely livid with that decision. But not only did they reduce it down to 4, they actually have 2 more that are readily available for the fandom, but you gotta pay, guess what? A whopping $30 more. The premium edition is $90. The regular edition is $60. You've got to
do not buy Bloodlines 2, it's over.
Pay $30 more if you want access to those last 2 clans. That's fucking crazy. There is no other way to describe it.
I love how you can just feel the absolute hatred and desperation to agree in his voice. You gotta absolutely love it. You know he's upset. Oh, man.
That is insane. And then on top of that, again, the clans that you would have to pay to unlock are La Sombra and Toreador. Let's be clear. Like, you can make the case for people who actually play the Bloodlines game that Malkavian is the most popular clan, right? Which isn't an option either, but we'll talk about that more in just a bit, all right? You can make the case for the collection of people who actually have played Bloodlines. Malkavian is the most popular clan. But when you look at the broad spectrum of the Bloodlines fandom, Toreador, in my mind, is pretty obviously the most popular clan by far. Like, when you think of the usual popular type...
Yep. It's accurate. Toreador is, like, the most... It's not in the bad sense the most basic, but let's be real. If people love being vampires, they're imagining themselves being vampires, and then Toreador just kind of fits kind of most things that you want, so, you know, makes sense.
For vampires, the Edwards, the Lestats, those type of people, those are Toreadors. That's the clan that fits with that whole outlook and mindset. And they locked that clan behind a paywall. That doesn't make any sense. That makes 0 sense. I
love how upset and mad he is. It's just funny and makes me feel less bad about this situation.
So disrespectful. I have never talked about this game in this fashion. I have always tried to be very, very balanced and I present this game. This is messed up. This is absolutely messed up and really not acceptable. And considering everything that people...
And by the way, true. Accurate description of how he talks about Bloodlines, but this is why you never defend these companies. This is why when a gaming company does good, you still spit on them and tell them do better. Because the moment that they get any leeway, it's over. Diablo 4 got completely destroyed because there was a bunch of idiots who wanted to give it leeway. World of Warcraft was completely destroyed because a bunch of idiots wanted to give it leeway. Bethesda is complete garbage because fanboys did not want to be critical of Todd Howard. You need to be critical of these things. If you're not critical, you're effectively just inviting for shit like this to happen. And this is why you should never also give them too many praise for too many good things. And if you're giving them praise, it should be like, oh, you did a good job, but goddamn, you better not even think that you can now go easy, okay? And if you fuck up now, we're gonna be even more pissed. That's how it should be. Because that is holding these people accountable. The moment you don't hold them accountable, it's over. So yeah, Never be kind to a game developer. Even a company like Larion needs to still be held to an extremely high accountability. And I think people are doing it for the most part, which is great.
Went through to get to this point, like how long folks had to wait after pre-ordering to finally get their hands on Bloodlines 2, to put this behind a paywall that I can just about guarantee you is not, this version is not what's available to people.
Also, again, the fantasy is not going to be dead. The clans are 100% in this game just an aesthetic choice. Do you want to manipulate blood, or do you just want to rip people to shreds? That's it. That's what this game is going to be about. Being a different clan is not going to give you any kind of real roleplay opportunities. You're always going to be treated the same.
Who originally pre-ordered, I can guarantee you the folks who pre-ordered way back when, they're getting this version. They're getting this version or this version at the very most. Everybody is going to have to pay to get this version to be able to play as a Toreador. What in the hell? How does this make any sense? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. But moving right along, let's just go ahead and talk about the general details, man. So they showed the trailer, and look, what I do appreciate about the way this game is being advertised is that they're advertising it as what it is. It's clearly going to lean heavily into the action. It's clearly not going to lean a lot into the RPG aspects of what we're used to from the original Bloodlines game, and they're not trying to pull the wool.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think there is a chance this game is still successful, but the old fans are gonna hate it. And this pre-order now stuff is people are gonna just dogpile, and rightfully so, on this game now, because I mean, it deserves it. Not making Bloodlines 2. I mean, again, why did you even call it Bloodlines? We would literally be okay with any other the Masquerade name, but the Bloodlines 2, not good. People are gonna be pissed
over people's eyes with how they're marketing the game, and I appreciate that for sure. I don't know if this was already advertised, but I was surprised to find out that there are sections where we will actually be able to play as Fabian, who is the Malkavian voice inside of our head, and we'll be able to use his Malkavian powers. And so that should be really, really cool, really interesting. The sequences that directly involved him looked amazing and very distinctive from other parts of the game. So I'm definitely interested in playing more of that. Everything in the trailers looks more polished. There's definitely been progress from when we first started getting videos about the game. Things look much better. The animations look less stiff, all the above. That's not completely true. We'll talk about that more in just a bit, but they certainly look better than where they originally were. And honestly, I think it's exciting considering everything we've seen in this trailer and what I saw in the Eurogamer trailer, which I'll talk about in just a bit. All of that is based on a version of the game that's still a couple of months away from release. So they do have time to brush up on more things, polish more things, get things even better. And for all of my issues with the game, I do not feel like the Chinese room is just phoning it in, right? It does seem.
I mean, we're literally talking about a game. How much is this gonna cost in total? $100? So what are we talking about here exactly? This is gonna be a bust.
Like they really put some effort into trying to do some interesting things for the player, give you some cool things to do, and try to make this, you know, a full game experience. So while I don't think it's an adequate successor to Bloodlines, I think there's some things that at a basic level.
Yeah, again, this should not be called Bloodlines. That, I think most people easily agree with that.
It should do that it's not doing as I've been stating repeatedly, that doesn't mean it can't be a good game, or let's be honest, even a great game. It may.
I mean, one of the things that we have currently heard, by the way, is the fact that you're not even gonna be able to kill innocent people with feeding. You're just, it's not gonna be an option. You're not gonna be able to do that. Which is, I think that's by far a disaster.
Not be my type of great game, but it could be a great action game. And so we'll see whether or not.
Like, how is this even an action? Honestly, how is this supposed to be an action game if you're not going to be even able to feed on people without killing them? Like, it's not going to be even an option. This is.
That actually pans out. All that being said, there's definitely some things regarding the trailer and the Eurogamer review that I didn't like. The Eurogamer kind of trashed this game a little bit, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. They basically said that it comes off as very linear, doesn't seem like much of an RPG.
And I think that's true. Again, if you literally cannot even kill an innocent by feeding, like, what is the point?
Said it's a whole big city, bunch of buildings and bunch of people, and you can't interact with the vast majority of it. And so it kind of just leans into and reinforces many of the fears that I've already communicated regarding the experience. And as I mentioned before, I do feel like the facial animations are better. They still feel stilted, still stiffer than what I believe they should be. Now, is that a death knell for the quality of the conversations? No, I had the same complaints about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but that game had great writing and great voice acting. And so because of
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was complete propaganda. If you know, you know.
That I was still able to look past that and enjoy the conversations. And so maybe I'll have a similar experience here. We won't know until we get the game in our hands. But the final thing that I'll mention that the Eurogamer review definitely reinforced is that Fire, which is the name of your main character, if you're not already aware, Fire is a terrible name. It's an absolutely awful name, and Eurogamer said that there are multiple sections, even in the couple of hours that they had spent with the title, there were multiple sections where your main character basically announces themselves as Fire, and just listen to that, it just felt so cringeworthy. It felt like I'm gonna cringe every single time I hear my character reference himself in that manner. Like, come on, who thought this?
True. In any case, this was a great opportunity to make a game that could have been amazing. People would love it. And yet, suck dick we shall. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. What honestly can I even say here? Anyway, that was Slander der Gaming, 10 out of 10. Slandered. Jeez, what a name. Gaming, 10 out of 10. Bye.